All right, everybody, we have a special guest this morning. He's a comedy writer. He used to write for The Tonight Show. He's also written for the late Robin Williams and Joan Rivers.
He'll be appearing at the Oreana Winery in downtown Santa Barbara tonight, and he has a new album out called Dylan Goes Electric Live from the legendary Throckmorton Theater in Mill Valley. Everybody welcome Dylan Brody this morning. Hey, thanks for joining us.
I like the everybody welcome as though there's going to be applause in the empty studio.
We do have a few people in our studio this morning.
First question though, they call you a humorist. What's the difference? What is a humorist?
Primarily the difference between a humorist and a comic is the cufflinks. I dress better than most club comics. In club comedy now, there's an expectation that you'll get a laugh every 15 seconds.
Right.
And I don't put that kind of pressure on myself.
Okay.
I write long form, I write stories, and I expect an audience to not be too drunk to follow a long thought.
I love that thought. How did you get into this? I mean, what was the inspiration of comedy for you?
Well, I was a stand-up comic from the time I was 17. I got in at the Improv in New York when I was 17 and loved doing it. And ultimately, I sort of evolved and found that I wasn't having enough room to express complex ideas and thoughts that I wanted to. My great heroes in comedy were Bob Newhart and Lenny Bruce, and before that, Lord Buckley. So that I have this sense of comedy, the comedy-scape, as having room for long-form stuff, and I wanted to sort of bring that idea back to the world. And there's nothing I enjoy more than traveling somewhere and talking about myself.
There we go. And one thing that you are proud of, you were telling us that you opened for David Sedaris, right?
I have been opening for David Sedaris intermittently. He's had me open at the Pasadena Civic in San Diego, and then up in Berkeley last November. And he's one of my heroes. He's really a groundbreaking voice in current writing. So that has opened a lot of doors for me. It's through that I'm now getting. Kimmy D had invited me up to do this thing at Oreana tonight that is really a literary salon. It's not a club. It's not requiring me to stand behind a microphone and, hey, how you doing? And I don't have to do that nonsense. I can actually present stories and be funny in the way that I like to be funny.
I love it. Well, we are appreciating your humor this morning. It's a nice change to our newscast,
serious,
right?
yeah.
You've written for some of the greats like Robin Williams. So when you see some of your comedy kind of being portrayed by people like that, what does it feel like?
I did. The piece that I wrote for Robin Williams was for the David Feldman show on KPFK in Los Angeles. And it was a segment in which Robin was to play Shakespeare. So I wrote his entire segment in iambic pentameter, and he read the piece and said, let's make sure we do this sketch. I like this sketch. And he told me my writing was brilliant. And there was this moment when I was standing there going, that's so lovely, and yet I have to ask you to pick up this line because you got 2 words wrong. He did the entire thing as written. I said, feel free to improvise. He said, oh no, the writing is well, I'll do this.
Yeah.
And it was a change in my awareness of the quality of what I do. There's something about hearing one's words spoken so beautifully,
of course,
that really changes one's sense of oneself.
The great Robin Williams.
Sorry, we've got to wrap right now. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Don't forget you can catch him tonight at the Oceana Winery.
Oreana.
Oreana, not Oceana.
If you go to the Oceana Winery, I'm sure they'll have something lovely, but it won't be me.
Thanks so much for having.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much for being here.
No, thank you for being here. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being